Broadcasting live from the Paradox Gardens on the plain of Arcavios, this is Tap Tap Concede. Welcome everybody to Tap Tap Concede. My name is Graham. Joining me this week is Nelson.
They let me back in.
And Cameron.
Huh?
And today, we're talking about a bunch of stuff because we have a lot of catching up with recent Magic news and announcements to do. But before we get into that, I want to remind everybody that this show is brought to you by Card Kingdom. Please check out cardkingdom.com/LRR for all of your magical card needs. Tell them we sent you, ask for a button, and you'll get given a little button that says a funny thing. And the funny thing for this month is, my deck isn't bad, it just hasn't won yet. Which I think we can all relate to on more levels than we care to admit. Also, you can wrap those cards up that you get from Card Kingdom. You can also sell Card Kingdom your cards, but if you do get cards, you can wrap them up in Dragon Shield, the best cards you can buy. Use the code LRRR. Good Lord. I'm having a great day. Use the code LRRMTG5 to get a 5% discount off the Dragon Shield site. And finally, everything we do here at Loading Ready Run is brought to you by you, whether you support us on Patreon or by becoming a member on this YouTube channel. We really appreciate it, and thank you so much.
I mean, you can just throw as many R's into that code as you like. They don't tell you this, but it's been QA tested. You can just roll that R for like 30 solid seconds.
Just stumble on the R.
Not true, yes.
It brought me
I
back
lied.
to my like Quake Land days. I haven't heard anyone say this, but do you remember in the 90s if you were like winning, you're on a tear, you're like trying to go berserk in a video game, people, at least some people in Victoria would say R, lar, 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 lar.
Wow.
I
Never heard that.
never had that experience.
This is
before.
ancient gamer slang.
What was like,
you know.
when that kind of thing was transmitted through LAN parties and
Yeah, this would be like in the same room, but people would also type it.
What was the old local Counter-Strike server?
Ooh.
There was a name. There was like a specific like local run CS server that everybody played on.
I think I was usually playing on like a University of Washington or something.
Yeah. Anyway, that's not relevant to this today. All right. Several things to hit upon, actually. Obviously, it was MagicCon Las Vegas a couple weeks ago at time of this airing, and they had their big preview panel, and they announced a bunch of stuff coming up for the end of the year, so we'll be able to get into looking at some of the early previews for Marvel Superheroes and The Hobbit and Reality Fracture, because they showed off stuff for all three of those. But before, two other pieces of Magic related, but not announcements that they made, I guess. One is that they did show off some of the art for the new Lord of the Rings, including a reprint, a box topper only special of the One Ring. Now, we figured that actually, and before we talk about any of the rest of it, just that on its face, they're using this as a chance to reprint the One Ring. Good, only as a box topper. That seems needlessly craven.
Right.
I mean, it's a guaranteed hit for a mythic per box.
Yeah, actually.
Right? Like, it's...
Like, you definitely get one if you buy the box?
You definitely get one if you buy a box.
And making it a box topper actually makes it less rare than a mythic rare, right? Because you get, usually one mythic rare in every 8 packs. And boxes now don't come with 36 packs anymore, right? They only come with, 24 or something. So this is, for every 3 mythics, you also get a One Ring?
Yeah, because... I assume it's not in the set. It's only as the box topper?
Yes, correct.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, honestly, maybe including it as a box topper is based.
Actually. You know, I will immediately realize I hadn't quite considered the scale.
Because it seems like it's less available, right, than just putting it in the set. And it won't be in all the other products that have packs but aren't a box. But right. I think if there's only one box topper and every box has a box topper, it's like every box having a One Ring. I think that
will actually drastically increase the amount of them on the secondary market as well.
Yeah, well, maybe not drastically, but it'll be like
more so than if it was just a mythic
rare.
In the set.
Yeah, I think it might be like secret regular rare.
Interesting. Okay.
Please do the math for me in the comments below. It's possible we haven't all of the necessary data yet to figure out exactly how rare it is, but I'm sure someone will at some point release, an article or YouTube video explaining okay, well, there's this many different products, so it's like this rare.
Yeah.
But I think if it were just booster packs we're opening or just booster boxes, then yeah, you don't even always get some commons in every box, but you'll always get a 1 ring. So it's exactly that rare.
Dang. All right. Fair point. Fair point. Okay. Well, there we go. I hadn't thought about that. The more that aspect was completely overshadowed by later that day, like very quickly after it was revealed, which is part of why it's embarrassing for Wizards. It was noticed that for those who are watching the video, if we take a look at the art here of the new reprint of the One Ring, this is by longtime Magic artist Dan Fraser. A new art of the One Ring with a classic Dan Fraser marbly wibbly background, as he is wont to do, and in his early days especially, a lot of artifacts are just sort of the thing on kind of a marbled background like this.
Yeah, floating in the void.
Yeah,
Dan, one of the few artists providing backgrounds at all for many Magic card arts, especially in the early days.
Yeah.
I mean, Magic card art still today often doesn't necessarily have a background.
Mm-hmm. However, it was noticed, like I said, very quickly that if we ignored the trademark Dan Fraser background and we look at the ring and then we compare it to the art of the ring appearing on the scene box version of the One Ring that was printed before, apparently what has happened is that this is from the scene box bundle with Gollum's hand reaching out for the ring as it falls into Mount Doom. If you take that art of the ring and flip it horizontally and sort of blurrily paint over it, but keep the pattern of the reflections the same, it's the same. It's just, it was traced over. And people were like, well, that's weird because this is Dan Fraser we're talking about. He wouldn't do that. And indeed, his agent was posting in Facebook and was like, "This, we don't have an explanation for this. This can't be anything that Dan has done. We'll be banging down Wizards' door and we'll get you an answer." And then, pretty quickly, Wizards and Dan Fraser did indeed release a statement that, that's what happened. Dan did that. He was looking for reference art of the ring and found this previous ring on a Magic card and drew over it in a way that was not transformative enough, and it was very apparent. And they were like, Wizards was like, "Yep, Dan did that. We're going to make it right by the original artist." And Dan was like, "Yep, I did that, and I shouldn't have, and it was stupid, and I did it, and I'm sorry, and I too will apologize to the original artist. The other artist, I'm sorry, her name escapes me for the time being. If you could bring that the bundle box, Marta Nail, she's satisfied,
very very gracious about the whole thing.
That's a great way of describing it. Very very embarrassing, like deeply embarrassing for all involved. And again, Dan's manager seems very quick to be making comments, but was back on Facebook being like, "Well, look, you have to understand he's 81." And I'm like, "Yeah, but you can still easily not make mistakes." There's this other wrinkle that also doesn't excuse this, but that for whatever reason, Middle-earth Enterprises, who originally people figured was to blame, they were like, "Well, Wizards wouldn't let this happen." It seems like what happened is Wizards didn't notice, which is embarrassing, deeply embarrassing for Wizards. And they're like, and Dan wouldn't do this, so this must have been some sort of mandate from Middle-earth Enterprises that, like, this is how you have to show the ring or something, which seems like something that they would do, to be fair, because one of the things is that they mandate that all the art for the Lord of the Rings set and for the Hobbit set must be digital only, so there are no physical originals for the artist to sell.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Okay.
Dan's not a digital artist, right? Traditionally. But they were like, well, we want to get the One Ring, and let's get Dan Fraser to do the One Ring. So Dan's like doing his like marble background and then bringing it in digitally, and then has to do a digital version of the ring. And this is all, again, none of this is excusing it. This is an explanation of how we got here, but these are all the different levers and gears that fell in a certain way to make this, again, deeply embarrassing F up happen. And now everyone's disappointed because that's how they can't change it now, I guess, because they've already printed them.
Yeah, the cards are already cut or whatever, and fixing it would be very expensive.
Yeah.
I mean, I appreciate that they came out with the statement and they apologized, right? They didn't try to hide what happened exactly. But it is like we can't have all of the picture, right? Like we can't have the whole story here. Dan Fraser has this like long history of making lots of well-loved works of art for Magic, but then for this card specifically he's commissioned and ends up doing like this weird bit of plagiarism. And it just seems to me like there must have been some instruction or demand. There must have been some not, you know, push from outside. I have a hard time believing anything else, that there wasn't like an instruction from, if it wasn't from Middle Earth Enterprises, then from the art director or from Wizards or whatever, to say like, okay, well, we need to make it look almost just like this other ring. Because I think if you just told Dan Fraser to like paint the one ring, he just would.
Yeah.
You know? So yeah, really weird situation.
Nobody likes it.
Yeah, nobody came out of this looking great or feeling great or being terribly happy about things, or you know,
except for Marta, who was blameless, but everyone else involved is no, it's embarrassing and sucky for everybody. So great.
Yeah.
Partly because of that, and maybe also because he's 81. Maybe it's okay to like give some extra grace there. It does seem like Wizards, they haven't come out right fully and said it, but like in the past, if you're like caught doing plagiarism in Magic art, I think Wizards doesn't usually call you anymore.
Yeah,
they don't tend to work with you anymore. Like I can't prove that from tracking, but you know, if you want to let me know in
they've
the comments,
definitely
like,
said that before, but they didn't say that for this.
Exactly. And it's like maybe they will just keep giving Dan Fraser work, because like they're not going to have him have to do this exact job again, right? He's never going to have to paint the one ring, or like maybe they probably won't give him the like, hey, it's this important item from the IP that's going in to be a box topper, and it's a reprint of a card we did the first, like just specifically that situation. If as long as they don't have to make him like reproduce a new art for a reprint card of a like core idea, object, or whatever, a person from the IP outside of Magic, you know, they probably could give him any other Magic painting job and be fine.
It is weird because, like, as you say, there have been people in the past who have been like just caught blatantly using art, even from other Magic cards, like on Crux of Fate, right? And they were like, they just don't work with those people. And there does seem to be this prevailing attitude of like, well, obviously this was bad, but it's Dan and he's old, so. And it's like, well, I don't know exactly how I feel about hand waving it for those reasons, but
like
I don't know. I don't know. We're here now.
It feels like a terrible way to end a very storied career inside the game.
Right.
Yeah, like I said, nobody likes this. Nobody feels good about what happened here.
No.
Yeah, I think if not for the age thing, I would be okay with them continuing to hire him based on the like missing pieces of this story. Like if that's the case, you know, Wizards art department will know. I don't know, but like whatever kind of weird miscommunication happened there. Like I think it's somewhat telling that like Wizards of the Coast and Dan Fraser together made a statement.
Yeah,
right? Like the statement was from both of them. There was a blurb from Wizards and then a blurb from Dan on the same one sheet, right? So.
I mean, whatever elements are missing from this story will not come out for a while, and it's probably not terribly productive to speculate on what it could be.
But it might lift some of the blame from Dan Fraser.
Maybe. Yeah, maybe. That would be nice. That would feel like better. But yeah, I'm also not fully comfortable just saying like, well, Wizards fully dropped the ball on this either.
Sure, yeah,
right?
I don't know.
Like, I mean, there's multiple layers of failure here. Like the Swiss cheese model, like doesn't always line up, or sometimes it does line up.
Yeah,
right. Someone in the art department probably should have noticed this.
The fact that it took so little time,
yeah,
for someone on the internet to go, hey, wait a minute,
yeah. then again, this probably isn't a process that they want to have someone exclusively working on.
That's
right?
true.
Like
That's fair.
they probably Wizards probably isn't terribly excited about having somebody whose job it is to monitor art for plagiarism.
Yeah.
Right?
That
Like
should
that's
just be
not a
given.
feel-good part.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway, so that happened, and as I said, sort of overshadowed a lot of the box topper discussion, which I'm currently reevaluating. The other piece of non Wizards announcement news, which we did actually talk about on Checkpoint last week, I think it was that the employees, the Wizards of the Coast arena employees specifically, and that's relevant, have voted apparently like in a supermajority to form a union with the CWA.
Yeah, communication workers.
Yeah. And so they've I'm going to be very just factual here. They voted to form the union. They gave Wizards a week to voluntarily recognize it. Wizards didn't voluntarily recognize it, and it's now in progress. That's truthfully, that's the extent of what we know for now. There was some people looked at the National Labor Relations Board filings to see who Wizards retained to handle the negotiation, the legal stuff on their side of things. I don't know how this works in the States. I'm going to be real with you. I barely know how it works in Canada, frankly, for how all that goes. But there was some allegations that this particular company has been involved in some shady practices, RE unions in the past. For what it's worth, these are the people that Wizards has always used for labor relations legal stuff. Take from that what you will.
Yeah.
But they haven't said they won't recognize the union yet.
Right.
If that happens, the tone of my voice will change considerably.
Yeah. Like
Right now, I'm like, let's see how this goes.
Yeah.
Let's let this run its course. If they don't recognize the union, that's a problem.
Yeah, I will not be very enthusiastic about Wizards stuff going forward if they don't negotiate in good faith with the union or don't recognize it. And that'll be also not a happy day for me.
It should be noted what they've been asking us to do for now. What the unionizing employees have been asking for Magic consumers to do for now is just to vocalize their support, which we do. They have not asked for any kind of boycott or any other sort of action. They are currently just asking people to support the notion that Wizards recognize these employees and their attempt to unionize.
And they circulated a petition.
Yeah, exactly.
And it's very important that people in the community who want to support the union do the things the union asks, because it's important that the union manage the ladder of escalation of action as it's necessary, right? Like if people are like, well, we're going to boycott Wizards on behalf of the union before the union asks for any kind of action like that, then if they do ask for that, it has less of an impact. Right? So, solidarity.
I appreciate, by the way, I went to Scryfall earlier to start looking at cards for the next portion of the episode, which we'll talk about upcoming Magic cards, and all the ones along the bottom of the page, right? Because they change the cards that appear on the bottom of Scryfall. We've got Banners Raised, Union of the Third Path, Fight On, Stand Together, Together as One, Banner of Kinship, and Protect the Negotiators.
Nice.
I forgot there's a Magic card called Protect the Negotiators.
Yeah, what set is that from?
It's from Dominaria United.
Oh, okay. Neat.
Do you remember what it does?
No, but I'm looking at it
I'm going
now,
to guess.
Yeah, sorry.
That's okay, yeah.
Ben went and found it.
Yeah. It's a 1 and a blue counter target spell unless its controller pays 1 for each creature you control, and if you kick it for a white, then you also make a 1/1 soldier. So, anyway, So that's the other thing that to be aware of, and it is. I said it was relevant that because it's not every employee at Wizards.
No,
which is why also the people that we don't have communication with anybody in this group. Right? Like we have people that we have professional relationships with and people that we're friends with who are at Wizards of the Coast, and none of them are in, I don't know what there's a term for the like a group of employees, but like none of them are
cohort,
in. Maybe? Yes, I think that's it. Anyway, none of them are in the cohort that's unionizing. Right. So we don't have when Card Kingdom wanted to unionize, we had a much more direct line of communication to the people that can actually make business decisions, which we did, or which we used, by the way, in that context. In this case, anybody that we can talk to at Wizards of the Coast would either go, this is not my department, or I don't know, I don't have any decision-making powers.
Right. Yeah.
So just so that you understand, if we could be applying any kind of outside pressure on this, we would, but we don't. Mm-hmm. So beyond our existence as content creators, which is why we're talking about it now. So right now we're doing what we can, hopefully.
Yeah, and like the retention of a legal team to handle negotiations, I think is probably always going to occur, unless it's extremely amicable. But I think these kinds of things are always going to be contentious and adversarial.
Yep.
Yeah. Sucks.
Which sucks, but here we are. But that's all we have in terms of those pieces of news at the moment. I don't think there was anything else other than they brought up a bunch of card previews at MagicCon. So I guess let's talk about that.
Yeah, sure.
Actually, Nelson, you were out of the room for a few minutes, but they just announced a new Secret Lair, or a batch of Secret Lairs of Garfield the cat.
Oh man, yeah. While I was out of the room, I saw a post about it on Blue Sky, and I wasn't sure whether Prof was like yanking my chain or something. I saw a couple of people posting about Garfield's Secret Lair, and I was like, does Wheeler know? Yeah,
yeah. I was just hoping that we're going to get a reprint of what's the familiar?
Cauldron Familiar.
Cauldron Familiar as Normal.
Okay.
Finally going to be able to ship Normal to Abu Dhabi in Magic the Gathering.
I just want them to do Cauldron Familiar so that you can do the cat oven joke, but you can talk about you in the cold food, hot out, eat the food.
Oh, yeah.
Right?
So this is real, hey?
It's right there.
Yeah, this is real. We're looking at Rin and Seri Inseparable, but it's Garfield and Odie Best Buds. Incredible. Yeah, there's 3 different Garfield Secret Lairs, and they're all slightly different style.
Okay.
So there's this Secret Lair with Orem's chant reprinted as Talk to the Paw. This is like original art of Garfield, much like you'd see on like posters or the covers of the books.
Right.
We got a Ponder, which is hang in there. We've got a Beast Within, which is called I Hate Mondays.
Could we go back to the Ponder, hang in there?
Uh-huh.
Is that Garfield in the Hanged Man pose from the tarot?
Oh my god.
His left leg is kind of in the wrong position. But
it's very funny.
Yeah,
kind of
wild.
Yeah, wow.
Good Googling there, Ben.
Damn.
Thanks.
All right. And then the other one in that layer is Sol Ring, of course. So why not? Then there's a second Secret Lair that's like, if anyone's this one. Sorry. The second Secret Lair is like frames from the comic. So you got Swords to Plowshares with Garfield shoving Odie off a kitchen counter. Counterspell with him slapping John.
The Swords to Plowshares. I wonder if there was a meeting where it was like, is this Defenestrate? Is this Tragic Slip? Why Swords to Plowshares here, guys?
I feel like it should be Tragic Slip.
I feel like they're just trying to sell these units, and Swords to Plowshares is the best removal spell in the game still.
Yeah.
True. Okay, yeah.
Dark Ritual, where he's
this is definitely just like a list of cards that people want.
just woken up. Yeah, it's Pookie. Earthquake. He's about to destroy that lasagna.
And Earthquake.
Oh, his tummy's rumbling. That's why it's Earthquake.
Oh.
And then Fog, where he's asleep and the mice are carrying him away. God knows what the special ones are going to be.
These cards are all from Alpha.
Are they really?
Yeah, this whole Secret Lair is from Alpha Beta Unlimited. Fog, Dark Ritual, Counterspell, Swords to Plowshares, Earthquake.
So that explains it, because this particular Secret Lair of the 3 of them is called, it's like Magic Secret Lair X Garfield, and the name of this one is As Intended.
Okay.
So this one is
Garfield is Magic is Garfield intended.
Ones that Richard Garfield actually made. Because I was saying they're calling this the like cats are the best Secret Lair, and I'm like, how is the Magic is Garfield intended not your marketing push for this. I'm not the only person to make this observation.
Sure.
Many people are saying it. And then the last Secret Lair, Nelson, if you haven't seen these, this is a weird one. Anyone familiar with I'm Sorry, John, which is like the if Garfield was like cognito hazard cryptid. Some of these are in that realm, or like Lasagna Cat.
Yeah, Lasagna Cat was what I was familiar with.
Yeah.
Okay, like instead of Spaghetti Monster, it's Lasagna Cat.
Yeah.
Well, Lasagna Cat was like old YouTube, like pre-YouTube, wasn't it?
Lasagna
like
Cat was
mid-2000s?
Yeah, it was a thing by a special effects house called Fatal Farm that did this like very weird like counter like like weird like culture jamming Garfield parody that was very, very strange, but it was indefensible. Like it was obviously Garfield, but didn't use it. They called it Lasagna Cat, and they didn't use anything that was like strictly copyrighted. So they just sort of got away with it.
Oh, wow.
It was, and then they revisited it later as one of the most bizarre things, including like the bit with all like the phone. There's like a 6-hour video of like.
Didn't they get Jim Henson to actually deliver that 45-minute monologue?
Jim Henson?
Not Jim Henson, Jim Davis.
Oh,
I cannot remember. I don't know. But anyway,
I'd be prepared to believe it.
my first time hearing about Lasagna
go look
Cat.
into Lasagna Cat. It's
Okay.
very strange.
Okay.
But anyway, we've got an It That Betrays where Garfield has 6 arms. We've got Maddening Cacophony, where by Jack Teagle, where he's being assaulted by alarm clocks. We've got Maddening Hex, where he's being set upon by spiders, and this is fairly disturbing art for a Garfield.
Yep.
Hunter's Insight. I don't know how to describe this, but he's got a slice of lasagna impaled on a spear, and he's riding a saber-toothed tiger.
Look at that
Cats on
noble
cats.
physique.
And then Molten Collapse, which is like a psychedelic lasagna explosion.
Yeah, I can't tell whether these are intestines or like pastry,
Yeah.
or I guess it's pasta.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's lasagna.
Okay, it's lasagna.
But there's
All right.
like many
But, like,
Garfield
they don't-
faces.
Yeah, it doesn't look like lasagna.
It's like Garfield ate the Urzanya and everything is collapsing in on itself.
Right. Give me a pizza with everything on it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway, these were just announced today. You know, it's,
Okay.
It's funny. You're like, I saw the post. I don't know if Prof is like just goofing with me or not. I was hanging out with Prof at Vegas 2 years ago when they announced the SpongeBob Secret Lair.
Oh yeah.
And he just posted it. He was like, he saw the news and then reposted it and just said like, oh, SpongeBob Secret Lair. And people were like, try harder, right? Like, this isn't, like, bait
Yeah,
used to be
bait-
believable,
yeah, bait used to
right?
be believable.
And he's like, no, it's real. And they're like, no, it's not. And then it was announced officially and they were like, oh, what? Like, it's, yeah. Garfield. Okay, sure.
Yeah, why not?
Why not? That was the other thing that I didn't like. Sorry, I just remembered something else. Wizards that I wanted to criticize because we gave them a lot of stick last time that they did the Chaos Vault thing where they were selling the same Secret Lairs at multiple price points.
Oh, yeah.
Right.
Yeah, that sucked.
Yeah, so they had this other Chaos Vault called like 2 scoops of goodness or whatever it was. It was some sort of they were referencing like getting 2 scoops of something, and it was you had to buy 2 Secret Lairs. They were only selling Secret Lairs in 2 Secret Lair bundles, and you could find one that was the combination you wanted if you wanted them at all. And ostensibly they were cheaper than buying 2 individually, but there was no option to buy 2 individually. It was I just don't like the like I don't appreciate the naked commercial experiments.
Yeah.
Right.
That it's
Yeah.
like, oh, let's see if we can get away with this. And like, don't do that.
Yeah.
I mean, again, I haven't bought a Secret Lair in a while now, but I don't like it. And also, 2 other things, again, related to Secret Lairs recently. One, there's the Goblin Storm Commander deck.
Right. I saw some news about that.
Yeah, they
popular.
announced, they put out a thing saying people want it so much and there's so much demand for it, it's selling out so quickly that now and going forward, you're limited to 1 per customer. And everybody was like, why isn't that on from the beginning? That should be the default.
Right.
2 if you gotta. but like you shouldn't let people buy 20 copies of it, because then you just then frankly then resellers just buy them all.
Well, yeah, it's like the property laws here in Canada, right? Where it's like, you know, for various reasons, you might conceivably need 3 properties in your life.
Sure.
But 20 condos in downtown Vancouver? Are we sure is that necessary?
Are you running a deregulated Airbnb hotel?
Yeah.
Yeah. So there was that thing, and then there was also there was a comment from Mark Rosewater on Blogatog about how he was saying that people wanted us to go back to print to demand rather than printing ahead of time, which is because they changed that, where they're like they print them all ahead of time and then they can sell out, and going back to print to demand. But he was saying that for some of that, at least, not necessarily all of it, but for some of that, it wasn't print to demand. They just vastly overprinted, and then they only sold however much, and then had to destroy the remaining product. And I'm like, I wouldn't have said that. Like that people are more annoyed now than they were before.
You didn't need to tell us that, because now we're just like, wait, why was I waiting months for my Secret Lair if you had just overprinted it? Is that what people are mad about, or are people just always mad about destroying Magic cards?
I mean, that both of the things that you said, and also that, like, well, then we should go back to that anyway.
Yeah,
because it doesn't cost you that much to chip some Magic cards comparative to the profits you're making, but also what we have now is a much worse customer experience.
Right.
Well, that's half the episode. Let's talk about Magic cards for the other half.
New Magic cards we haven't seen before.
New Magic cards, yeah.
Wow.
So there's been a bunch of stuff for the next set, which is Marvel Superheroes. So called because it's not just the Avengers. There's other superheroes in there as well, which makes it a less exciting name for a set. And also we're returning, finally, to New York.
Wow. It's been months.
Yeah. Well, I've been having a great time with Secrets of Strixhaven, and I will probably continue to draft Secrets of Strixhaven, but Marvel Superheroes is upon us, and they've shown off some cards that look pretty cool. But let's start with the most confusingly named one, because, of course, Magic the Gathering has a Mind Stone, but now we have the Mind Stone. It's our second Infinity Stone. It's 1 and a white. It's indestructible. It taps for a white, and for 5 and tap, you can harness. 5 and a white and tap. You harness the Mind Stone. This was the same way that the Soul Stone. What? Which one did they print already?
Yeah, that sounds right. It was probably the Soul Stone.
Yeah.
The black one.
Yeah. Anyway,
Spider-Man.
If you harness it, its Infinity ability is active, and the Infinity ability of this one is, at the beginning of your end step, exile up to one other target non-land permanent you control, then return that card to the battlefield under its owner's control. So it's just it's another Conjurer's Closet. Yeah. It was the Soul Stone. Okay, great. Yeah, the Soul Stone's one ability was different. It was reanimation every turn, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. The beginning of your upkeep, you get a thing back every turn. Pretty cool. And then there's the same as before. There's the Thanos version, and then there's the one that's just the stone, which looks kind of like the Marvel Snap version, but is.
And there's a super rare full art version.
This is the super rare one. Yeah, that's what I meant. Yeah, it was like very fancy and foiled, I assume, and gold and all that. And I have no idea how many of those there are, because I've never seen one of the Soul Stone either.
Yeah, I mean, it's not too confusing, because at least the other card called Mind Stone isn't a 2-mana artifact that taps for a mana, right?
Yeah, absolutely not. Yeah.
Natalie Portman, right? I mean,
I hadn't considered.
Good on them. They printed Mind Stone. Like, you're right. That is what it does.
Yeah.
And look, it comes in untapped, it taps for mana, and then it's got some other ability, but don't worry about it. Just tap it for mana. That's like the best thing it can do.
Yeah. It can, like, draw you a card, probably.
Right? I mean, it can, but don't, because then it won't tap you for mana anymore. I guess this one does keep tapping for mana, so using the ability is kind of good. The first Infinity Stone makes you exile a creature to get it online. This one, you only have to pay mana, so that's kind of I don't know, these Infinity Stones are getting power crept.
Yeah.
Somehow.
Yeah, these things seem good.
Yeah. What else have we seen from, Ben, just...
Other Marvel Legends?
I should have mentioned, actually, we have Ben here with us this week. Hi, Ben.
Ahoy.
Throw on whatever you want from Marvel superheroes, and we'll take a look at them. We've got Namor the Submariner. 1 blue for a Star 4 mutant merfolk villain with flying. Namor's power is equal to the number of merfolk you control. Oh, that's probably fine. And whenever you cast a non-creature spell with 1 or more blue mana symbols in its mana cost, create that many 1/1 blue merfolk creature tokens.
Whoa.
Finally, we have a Talrand that also doesn't work.
He flies because he's got little wings on his feet.
On his ankles.
Oh, yeah.
Neat.
Yeah.
I was discussing ahead of the show.
His
I was like,
Hermes shoes.
I was like, villain? I thought he was more of an anti-hero, but I think it's just that they needed more villains. He is a bad guy, but sometimes he's a bad guy that they're okay with. I don't know. I've not read Namor. Why do you think, Nelson, I have a judge question.
Great.
Why do you think that distinction of whenever you cast a non-creature spell with 1 or more blue mana symbols in its mana cost, rather than just a non-creature blue spell?
Oh, well, I mean, in the ability, it makes you count the pips. So I think that that's the only thing that comes to
Does
mind,
this thing
right?
not work off Git Probe?
No, a Phyrexian mana is a blue, is a colored mana symbol.
It wouldn't work off Ancestral Visions, right?
You're right. Yep.
Or Pact of Negation.
Right. Or
So cool, I guess.
yeah. Now weirdly, I think it would work off of the Devoid cards from Battle for Zendikar.
Right, because they have blue mana symbols, but
Even it doesn't ask it to be blue.
Yeah, I think the point that Nelson, I think, is making is that, for example, if you were casting Cancel, you would get 2 1/1s because it's for each pip in it, which is why
It's
it says
not.
1 or more.
It's not, though.
It says that many. Blue mana symbols is mana.
Where does
cost.
it say that many?
create that many 1/1 blue.
Oh, God. I read that paragraph 3 times, and I couldn't see where it said that. You're right. It's right there. I'm sorry.
Okay.
Okay.
Cryptic Command now also has create 3 1/1 merfolk creature tokens on it.
Yeah.
Oh, good. Okay, yeah. Well, then that... Sorry. It's because I saw the 1 or more part. Classic Magic player stops reading card because he thinks he knows what it does. But I saw the 1 or more card, the 1 or more part, and it's like... But if it's 1 or if it's more... Neither of those, that doesn't matter. It's always going to be 1 or more. If it's blue, it's like, why is it worded like this? Because you have to count it. Yeah, okay.
Yeah, because you got to keep reading.
Yeah. I just don't like to.
No, I get it. Yeah.
Okay, that's a little cooler than I thought.
Yeah. So it just scales with the more devoted to blue you are in your non-creature spells.
What's the most you can get? Omniscience is 4 pips?
There's a blue-black hybrid spell from Shadowmoor that's pretty cool, where you can cast a spell from someone else's graveyard.
Oh, yeah, I love that.
That might be 5.
I love that card, actually. That's
Yeah.
sweet. Yeah. Okay.
But yeah, Cryptic Command is probably going to be where most people top out. Or even just getting 2 off of a counter spell,
It's good.
That's
yeah.
good.
All right, who else have we got?
Oh, you know what you can get, actually? Sorry. From the most recent Secret Strixhaven set, there's this, uncommon counter spell that's a negate, because you can cast it for 1 and a blue if a target's instant or sorcery, but the casting cost is actually 2 blue and counters any spell for that mana cost. So you have Namor out and then protect it with a negate option and get 2 fish because you're casting it. It comes with an alternate casting cost.
But you're counting the pips, not what you paid for it.
Yeah, this and
Whoa.
and you mentioned Pact of Negation, but if you cast Force of Will for free with this guy in play, you get 2 merfolk. Right? 'Cause
all
it's
right.
not asking what you spent.
Okay.
Unlike all the other cards in Secrets of Strixhaven, which do care about how much mana you spent or whatever. Neat.
Take it from me. Read every word on it. Moon Girl and Devil Dinosaur.
Sure, why not? Yeah, okay.
All right. 1 green-blue for a 2/2 human dinosaur hero. Whenever you draw your second card each turn, until end of turn, Moon Girl and Devil Dinosaur's base power and toughness become 6/6, and they gain trample. Whenever an artifact you control enters, draw a card. This ability triggers only once each turn. So, if an artifact enters, you draw a card, and then it turns into a Colossal Dreadmaw.
Yep.
That
For 3 mana.
That seems great.
And
And you get to draw a card.
Once a turn, when an artifact enters, you draw a card like that.
Yeah.
Getting the 6/6 is nice.
It's a good thing Magic doesn't make a lot of artifacts these days. Also, I think I have a pretty good understanding of Marvel at this point. I have never heard of these people.
They're in Marvel Snap.
Cool.
That's the only place I've run into them.
I think
Devil
everyone's
Dinosaur is
in Marvel
important
Snap.
in Marvel Snap because it's huge.
Okay.
Or it was for
Yeah.
a little while. I don't know. Maybe there's something bigger now, but the first year Marvel Snap was out, Devil Dinosaur was very regularly played.
Wild. All right.
Yeah.
What else we got? Oh, the Vision. 4 mana for a 2/5 robot hero with flying and vigilance. Whenever you cast a non-creature spell, choose one that hasn't been chosen this turn. Solar Beam, which is the Vision gains double strike until end of turn. Density Control, the Vision gains indestructible until end of turn. Or Technopathy, draw a card. Neat.
Okay.
Sure. Why not?
Yeah.
That seems sizably powerful.
Namor and the Vision running show together.
Mm-hmm.
Some sort of mono blue spells deck.
I mean,
for some reason, this art, which is great, by the way, the actual quality of the art is great, but the way that it seems to be framed with the, I imagine that the Vision is just immolating a dove.
Yeah, that's what you see in the foreground,
frame, right?
Right. Well, there's
he's
like
just. Yeah, he swept this beam, the solar beam, through a cloud of doves. Just like, in War of the Worlds.
Well, you can see, you can see the silhouette of Juggernaut in Vision's cape, right?
Is that who that is?
I think so. Maybe it's the Rhino. It could be someone's doing this
Maybe
with their
it's a
arms.
Sentinel or Galactus.
Yeah. Could be a lot of different people.
It could be Galactus's head, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. What were you saying, Ben?
I was going to say it's Galactus.
Oh, okay.
Okay. It's not arms. It's Galactus's big Nicol Bolas helmet.
Yeah.
Right. Okay. Cool.
Okay. The art's even better than I thought. It did immediately make me think that he's
Just hunting.
just made crispy dove.
Just picking up dinner for Wanda.
Yeah, he doesn't even eat. He's just like, that one.
No one's going to notice.
Yeah.
No one's going to see.
No one will know.
Yeah.
I can have my little pastime.
Doom reigns supreme. I don't know why this is doing this in our
got
card
plans
reader.
now.
Yeah. This is it's a new enchantment. A plan. 1 black. Whenever a villain you control enters, each opponent loses 1 life and you gain 1 life. Put a plan counter on this enchantment. I'm already on board. When the 5th plan counter is put on this enchantment, sacrifice it. It's a quest. When you do, target opponent exiles the top 5 cards of their library. You may cast up to 2 spells from among the exiled cards without paying their mana costs. New tech for hold up. Gonti, new tech for your Gonti deck.
Right. Well, you need to get some villains in there or changelings or something. But yeah, maybe we can just proliferate. I don't know. This card doesn't do anything on its own.
That's true.
But yes, that will be fun.
I'm always a fan of enchantments that do a drain when you do a thing, like the like disinformation campaign or those kind of things.
Yeah.
But I also like the quests from OG Zendikar, and this is basically a quest, but it's a plan now. And then,
Also, has Doom referring to himself in the third person?
Yeah, that's
Right?
sweet.
Right, the name of the card
Yeah.
is actually a quote. Doom reigns supreme.
Yeah, I feel like this has fools deleted from the yeah.
I'm sure that'll be in there somewhere.
Yeah.
Yeah. That seems great, actually.
That's
like
all I know
this.
about Doctor Doom.
Yeah,
Yes.
the flavor of the card is fantastic.
And now we have a saga, The Coming of Galactus. It's 2 black, green. Chapter 1, destroy up to 1 target non-land permanent. Chapters 2 and 3, I think. Each opponent loses 2 life. And then Chapter 4, create Galactus, a legendary 16/16 black elder alien creature token with flying, trample, and whenever Galactus attacks, destroy target land.
SMH, Galactus getting skill diffed by Merit Large.
Something like that. Yeah, it doesn't have indestructible either.
Thank
But
goodness.
I don't know. This thing's only 5 mana. It doesn't require any more tricks, and there's only 1 card.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
I like
Well,
that.
yeah, I mean, it drains for 2 twice. Or doesn't drain for 2, but it domes for 2 twice.
yeah, so it does threaten lethal on its own.
Yeah.
Right? You can kill their flying blocker with the first thing. Hope they don't put another one together for 4 turns.
I was saying this before, but this art, which again is great, does further illustrate the futility of the Fantastic Four in particular, one of whom's power is made of rock, trying to fight a guy who eats planets.
Yeah, it's like, I'm made of rock. I eat rocks. Kind of like
Cool.
as my entire thing. Really.
Yeah.
Right.
You aren't even like the hard part of a planet to digest. That would be its iron core.
Yeah. If I was trying to be stopped by 4 ants, one of whom was made of chocolate, I'd be like, okay. I mean, give it a shot, I suppose.
Must be really embarrassing to Galactus to lose to this crew, right?
Yeah, I
The
guess.
Silver Surfer helps or something, right? There's some, I don't know. I also haven't read any of the series of times that Galactus has attacked Earth, but
Yeah, I don't know. I feel like I'm getting my ass kicked in a very specific way here because when everyone else was reading comic books, I was playing Magic the Gathering. And it's like,
and somehow being laughed at by the nerds reading comic books.
yeah, oh,
exactly.
absolutely.
And
Yeah.
you still are.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm getting owned now. It's just,
Yeah, sorry.
Do we think?
yeah, it's 2026. I'm not getting comic books. It's 1996. I'm not getting comic books.
Ooh, World War Hulk. I've heard of this. The saga in this case is 3 green. The next red or green creature spell you cast this turn can be cast without paying its mana cost.
Nice.
Sure. Put 3 +1/+1 counters on target creature you control. I like that. And choose target creature you control until end of turn, double its power and toughness, and it gains trample. So you get to play this, then you play a big creature for free, and the next turn you make that big creature even bigger, and then the next turn you presumably kill them with it. I like it. As a green enjoyer.
If everything works out.
What could possibly go
What
wrong?
could possibly go wrong? Maybe put an indestructible creature in. Something.
Yeah, all right, fair. Indestructible and hexproof, please, maybe. We have a Hulk, don't we? Actually, in the cards they've spoiled so far, or a Bruised Banner that turns into a Hulk. Oh, here we go. So it's a double-faced. Is this modal double-faced?
No,
No.
it's a transforming double-faced card.
Oh, okay.
Oh, wait. No,
you
it
can-
is modal
you-
double
You
face.
can do either side.
It is modal
Yeah,
double
yeah,
face.
you can
I'm
just
sorry.
get Bruce Banner if you want.
I got confused.
So the
I
Hulk
looked at-
side.
I looked at 2 red, green, and I'm like, that's a fancy border. Right. It's just like so many symbols.
Yeah.
The colors like messed my brain up. Sorry.
That's okay. So it's 2 red, green for an 8/8 Gamma Berserker hero. New subtype just dropped with reach and trample and enrage. Whenever the Incredible Hulk is dealt damage, put a +1/+1 counter on him. If he's attacking, untap him, and there's an additional combat phase after this phase.
No.
Oh, okay. I've thought of a new way to win a game of Commander.
Just everyone stand around shoving Hulk.
Yeah.
Right.
Gonna cry, gonna cry, gonna cry, gonna cry.
You could just like, is it just lure that's like this creature
Yeah.
must be blocked?
Yeah.
So you can
Yeah,
just
The great old combo of putting lure on Basilisk
yeah. But
or
you just,
lure on Fungusar.
except instead of Death
that
Touch,
was
it's
fun
got
too.
player removal. You just hit one person, and then in your second combat, you attack a different player, and then wham, wham, wham.
It's funny. This card only costs 2 more mana than Fungusaur and like has the same ability along with 3 other abilities.
Yeah.
Jeez. What's the Bruce Banner side? Because Bruce Banner's a 1/1 for a single blue. Human Scientist Hero. XX and tap, draw X cards. Activate only as a sorcery. And then you can still pay 2 red, blue, or blue, sorry. 2 red, green to transform Bruce Banner, but only as a sorcery. But you can also just cast the Hulk side if you want. For free if you cast World War Hulk.
Right.
Right. I guess like this there's probably like some tech in Commander where you're playing a teamer deck and you know, this is your 12th time somebody's removed Hulk. But you can get in Bruce Banner
Yes.
still for relatively cheap and then you transform into Hulk.
I think you still have to pay the tax because it's like the same card, even if it has
Really?
2 names on either side. Yeah. If you have.
Yeah, well
if you have
you would
yeah.
still be paying like a premium for Bruce Banner, but still it would be 5 mana less than
Absolutely.
casting Hulk.
Yeah, and then maybe on the next turn you pay the 6 mana or whatever. It's
Mm-hmm.
neat too that it turned out I was right. It is a transforming double faced card. It's just also modal double faced. That's
Yeah,
cool.
you can go you can immediately Hulk if you
kinds.
want, if you wish.
Yeah.
Weird, yeah.
They did that with the Spider-Man Mythics as well, where it was like you can cast either side, and also on the small side you can pay to transform to get to the other side.
Right.
So there seems to be something about, I mean, I guess it makes sense, right? Like characters that have the alter egos, sorry, like the second personas or whatever, the word I'm looking for.
Secret identities?
Secret identities. Like they want to highlight like ways that they become this other thing, or like the process of, going into a phone booth and coming out as the Hulk or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Not that he did that particularly, but
yeah. There's actually a bunch more cards for superheroes that has been revealed, but in the time we have left, let's also take a quick look at some stuff from The Hobbit.
Okay.
What little that they've shown from The Hobbit. There was Bilbo, a Luck Wearer, 1 in a blue for a 1/1 halfling rogue with an adventure. Adventure's back.
Hooray! Because we're having an adventure.
Having an adventure.
Going on an adventure.
Yeah. So Bilbo, like I said, 1/1 for 2, can't be blocked. And whenever Bilbo deals combat damage to player, draw a card and discard a card. Very reasonable. The adventure is Burglar's Plot. It's 4 and a blue for a sorcery. Exchange control of 2 target non-land permanents that share a card type. Mm-hmm. Interesting. You could exchange a treasure token for the One Ring. Question mark? Great.
Sure could.
You could exchange a Mind Stone for the Mind Stone.
Same thing, which is probably a trade that's going to occur on an elementary school playground.
Yeah. Give me a Mind Stone.
Pretty much the same.
Yeah. Cool. Yeah, a little sneaky Bilbo. Seems fun. Different Bilbo, though. That was an uncommon Bilbo. This is a mythic Bilbo. Thief in the Night. 1 in a blue for a 2/2 halfling rogue. Spells you cast from anywhere other than your hand cost 1 less to cast. Whenever Bilbo attacks, you may cast an artifact, instant, or sorcery from your graveyard. If an instant or sorcery spell cast from your graveyard, or if you cast an instant or sorcery, then you exile it when it resolves instead of putting it back in the graveyard. Which makes sense. That seems good.
Yeah, it doesn't have any evasion, but I don't know.
It's not what he's
Snapcaster Mage
there
by
for.
another name. Also does artifacts. Also reduces the casting cost of the mana you have to spend to get the card back.
Yeah.
Those seem like pretty good trade-offs.
And there's a fun, I'm going to say, Smaug-inspired showcase frame.
Mm-hmm.
Nice.
That's very cool. I like that a lot. Oh, yes, right. Riddles in the Dark. Quintessential moment from the book. 2 and a blue. Instant. Look at the top 4 cards of your library. Separate them into a face-down pile and a face-up pile. An opponent chooses one of the piles. You put that pile into your hand and the other into your graveyard.
Wait.
That's a fun... wow, it's only 3 mana, too? Wow.
It's only 4 cards, but it's 3 mana.
This is a fun Fact or Fiction.
And then otherwise it's Fact or Fiction. This is just like an updated Fact or Fiction that probably we're going to play lots of. I don't know. I like it.
So you, the player who casts this, make the piles, but then you go like, it's like, do you want to give me these 2 cards that you know, or these 2 cards that could be anything?
Can you have an empty set here? Can you have 4 face-down cards and 0 face-up cards?
You can.
And your opponent can just be like, oh, what is going on? I don't like any of this.
I know it doesn't dig as deep as Stock Up, which was like kind of the most recent 3 mana draw spell that people are really excited about. But Stock Up does put the other cards back on the bottom of your library, whereas this fills your graveyard up. And that's like one of the cool things about Fact or Fiction is that whatever you don't get ends up in your yard and you can make use of it later.
I love the idea of being like, yep, here's 4 face-down cards all in a pile. Do you want me to have these in my hand or in my graveyard? Because presumably I can do things with them if they're in my graveyard as well.
Yeah,
right.
Where this is just like gifts you've given me.
Yeah.
Right?
Dang, this seems really good.
Yeah, no,
I
like
look forward
this
to
card.
hearing you discuss it on North 100 podcast.
I think we
at some
probably
point.
will. Yeah.
Oh yes.
Hey,
Heads
Wood
up
Elves.
reprint of Wood Elves.
nice.
Classic Magic the Gathering reprint. 2 and a green for a 1/1. When it enters the battlefield, you search your library for a forest and put that on the battlefield untapped, and then shuffle.
This card hasn't been in Standard for like over 20 years.
That's wild.
It might still be playable.
Yeah. I just love that they were like, oh right, there's Wood Elves in the Hobbit. Wait, we have a card for that. Oh wait, this works. We just reprint it.
Oh, coincidentally, our fantasy card game also has a card called Wood Elves. Weird. That has nothing to do with the Hobbit at all, legally.
Haha, so funny.
Synergy.
Yeah. Ah, yes. Smaug the Magnificent. 2 red for a 4/3 with flying and haste. Whenever Smaug attacks, he deals damage equal to the number of treasures you control to any target. And at the beginning of your upkeep, create a treasure token. Oh. Oh, no.
Yeah, this card's fun.
This is going to definitely murder people in Commander.
Yeah.
Oh, no.
That's the main thing it's for. But
yeah.
it might show up in Standard, or it could show up in Canadian Highlander. Only 3 toughness, but yeah, look at that.
Yeah.
There's a very
Treatment's
fancy,
very nice.
like, old
Ted
art.
Naismith.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Actually, wait. There's some. So we're looking at this amazing variant version of Smaug with I assume is going to be in gold and foil and stuff with some what I believe is like previously existing retro Tolkien art on here. There's also a bunch of cards from the set that have that look like old books.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, here we go. Here's Thorin, the Mountain King.
Yes.
Legendary creature, dwarf noble. It's a 3/4. When Thorin enters, attach any number of target. He's got trample, by the way. When Thorin enters, attach any number of target equipment you control to target creature you control. When one or more equipment becomes attached to that creature this way, that creature deals damage equal to its power up to one target creature.
What? Oh, creature at least. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
For 3 in a for only for 3 in a red. So by the way, that seems very, very good. But also, this version of the art looks super cool because it looks like an old pulp novel. It looks like Thorin got his own book.
Yeah, it looks like the Pondering the Orbard, which was, I mean, was that cover art for the Two Towers?
I don't
originally
know. Was it Lord of the Rings?
Because it is Saruman.
It looks like Saruman pondering an orb.
Yeah.
Like it actually is Lord of the Rings artwork. I don't know if it was ever actually like a book cover or something.
But yeah, these look like weathered paperbacks.
Yeah.
That's super cool.
Yeah, they say high fantasy classic as the imprint. For example, the Arkenstone is 75 cents, which is a bold idea. Legendary artifact, the Arkenstone, 5 mana with an adventure. The 5 mana artifact is an anthem. Creatures you control get +1/+1. At the beginning of your end step, draw a card. That just seems great. The adventure is called Seek the Heart. It's 2 and a white for a sorcery. Search your library for a legendary creature card, reveal it, put it into your hand, and then shuffle. Yeah, this seems great too.
Yeah, this is going to be popular.
Wow. Okay.
Powerful stuff.
I love these. I just love how these look. I do like. Look, I know that people have a lot of wild opinions up and down about various UB stuff. I do like that the general consensus is, as Cameron pointed out, partly the reason of like that Tolkien is the origin of a lot of fantasy worlds, or at least the direct inspiration for it. Lord of the Rings slots so neatly into Magic the Gathering, and the Lord of the Rings set was such a hit that everyone's just like, yeah, I'm kind of looking forward to The Hobbit.
Right.
So I appreciate that. And yeah, lastly for The Hobbit, let's take a quick look here at My Precious, a different version of the ring, which is cool. So it's a 3 mana legendary equipment. Equipped creature has hexproof and can't be blocked, and the equip cost is 2 and pay 2 life because it hurts a little bit. But it also has an adventure. The Allure of Power is 1 and a black for an instant. As an additional cost to cast the spell, sacrifice a creature, draw 2 cards. Because I assume this is because Gollum, formerly known as Smeagol. Thank you. Smeagol had to kill Deagle.
Yeah.
Yeah.
His cousin?
I think so.
Yeah,
Yeah,
his cousin.
He murdered
they were
his-
river folk.
Yeah, he murdered his cousin for the ring. So
That's true.
Hey, I mean, any kind of like village rights-ish sort of effect is generally pretty good. This one doesn't also make you a bunch of treasure like some of them
Deadly
do.
Dispute.
Yeah, exactly. But it's also attached to an artifact. So that's pretty cool too.
The artifact in question is like Whisper Silk Cloak,
Yeah.
right? Like it's like
Yeah.
a slightly worse village rights connected to a slightly worse Whisper Silk Cloak. And Whisper Silk Cloak is fairly popular. Or it has had a long history.
I think
in
it's going to
Commander.
be pretty all right.
Just because like the two abilities together is pretty annoying. It's blunt and expensive, but
yeah.
yeah.
Seems
It's they're effects that you want.
Yeah. And then lastly, real quick, the one that we know the least about that's still coming out later this year, but that I know that I'm very excited about, I know a lot of people are also very excited about it, is Reality Fracture. And we've learned a little bit more about it from a lore perspective, which is, it seems to be that basically Jace went, okay, a whole bunch of stuff is bad in the world. Luckily, I'm a genius and I know how to save it. So we'll just make sure that a bunch of these bad things didn't happen. And then that'll be, oh, wait, no, now this is, okay, hang on. So, okay, a bunch of bad, that also didn't happen. So now we're, okay, wait, actually, I need to change this other thing as well, actually. And it seems like the Echoverse, as it's called, might have gotten a little bit out of control.
Yeah. As it turns out, like the best way to ensure that like your hauntology universe, Jace is doing hauntology here, works out is that if you just maintain absolute control over every element of it.
Yeah.
As some kind of, I don't know, tyrant.
Yeah.
Dictator.
It'll surely work out fine.
If I do it. What if I simply did what Bolus did, but
it was me doing it this time, so it's fine.
Yeah, but Jace Lee.
So, as an example, in the set we have a reprint of Chandra Torch of Defiance, but we also have then the Echoverse version, Chandra Chill of Compliance, who is a blue mage who does ice magic, inverted Chandra. 1 blue for a 3 loyalty planeswalker, +1, surveil 1. If you put a non-creature, non-land card into your graveyard this way, you put that card into your hand.
Whoa.
Okay. +1, add blue, spend this mana only to cast a non-creature spell. -X, tap target artifact or creature, put X stun counters on it. -6, you get an emblem with whenever you cast a spell, draw a card.
Cop Chandra.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a pretty cool planeswalker. I don't know. Makes mana,
I think,
draws cards, taps creatures.
You talked about being a tyrant. I think the lore here also is that in the Echoverse, Chandra was not a part of the revolt on...
Right. Yeah, she would have been a part of the consulate.
Avishkar or whatever.
Yeah, on Avishkar, which hypothetically means in the Echoverse it's still named Kaladesh, which is like kind of interesting from a... I feel like maybe they didn't factor that in when they were planning that particular...
I need a broom and a rug.
Yeah, and then we've seen there's a watermark here on her card, which we assume is like the Echoverse indicator or whatever, which is the same watermark that was on the mono black Ral in Secrets of Strixhaven. So it's like the walls are starting to come down between these worlds.
So does that mean that like Jace has created this Echoverse and like people are escaping from it into our world, into the regular world?
I think that's what that means.
Who this Ral is?
Yeah,
okay,
this is not the same Ral Zarek that we know. I think is the intent.
Okay.
And there was a story thing in the Lorwyn web fiction of what was heavily implied to be a mono white Liliana, and we've now seen some art of that, which is cool.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Liliana with the Dominarian Sarah stained glass window.
Yeah,
motif on like a piece of armor.
Mm-hmm. And there's also, because it sort of is around this like fracture happened because of what happened in the Strixhaven story, and so there was also like an invert Strixhaven called Hexhaven, which has five different colleges now of the enemy colors that all do slightly different things.
Allied colors.
The allied colors, rather the other one, whatever Strixhaven is, the other one. Sorry, and a member of the college or someone who works there or something is this one of the few other cards we've seen, the Bloodline Recollector, 1 and a black for a 2/2. At the beginning of each end step, if 3 or more creatures died this turn, this creature becomes prepared, and the prepared spell is Ancestral Craving, which is a 1 black mana instant. Target player draws 3 cards and loses 3 life.
Woo.
So
exciting stuff. More prepared creatures right away. That's great. But also this vampire specifically. That's pretty cool.
And then the only other one that we've seen is the Stingcaster Mage, which there's like this very cool art because it's a shattered mirror effect, and you can see Snapcaster reflected in the in the mirror thing, which is neat. But Stingcaster Mage is 1 in a red for a 2/1 with haste. And when this creature enters target instant or sorcery in your graveyard, gains flashback until end of turn. The flashback cost is equal to its mana cost. So it's exactly the same as Snapcaster, except it's red with haste instead of blue with flash.
Right.
Sweet.
Yeah, very cool. It's neat that both this and flashback are getting printed in the same year. So I don't know.
Flashback is flashback.
Yeah, exactly. Value, value cantrip players rejoice, I guess.
Yeah.
This card seems very cool. Like,
I'm going to cast so many lightning bolts.
yeah, exactly. Like,
Yeah.
haste is like an obliquely more powerful mechanic than flash. And Snapcaster Mage used to be this house in modern and got a ton of play in standard when it was legal the first time, at least. So I don't know. Yeah, high hopes for Stingcaster Mage. That looks like a card that could matter for sure.
Yeah.
I'm going to accidentally try to cast it during my opponent's turn a
Or
lot.
mid-combat.
Yeah, mid-combat. yeah.
I'm generally pretty excited about Reality Fracture. I think that's going to be real neat.
Seems like a cool set. I'm really looking forward to Jace's inevitable monologue when he's like, we saved Emrakul, stored her in the moon. We saved Nicol Bolas, put him back in his meditation realm. We saved even a little bit of Phyrexia. It's now crammed into that space that was the size of Zalfir in the multiverse. Yet I must die. I will be the one that pays for the sins of all these people. Where's the justice?
Those basic lands that they did the Secret Lair of, that's just all the actual rules text for how a basic land works, and there's no art.
Land.
Yeah, I want to see like Jace's monologue, and it just has there's no art. It just has the abilities of the card, whatever the 2 lines of the abilities of it, and then the rest of it is the flavor text of the full text of whatever villain speech he gives.
Incredible.
This is a beautiful time to reprint Jace's Erasure.
Right.
No kidding.
I'm wondering if, when they had to clean up the Phyrexian invasion, it was like a lot of planeswalkers lost their spark and just became regular creatures or whatever. And I don't think that's all been retconned or anything. I'm not totally caught up on the lore, but I assume that the Echoverse will need to get sealed away from the regular universe so that they don't interact anymore, and we're parted from it, and that's probably going to cost planeswalker sparks. Seems
Again,
like,
Yeah.
Or like, I don't know, Liliana's finally going to meet up with a Gideon, but he's the Echoverse Gideon, who's going to be like some kind of tyrant warlord.
Oh yeah.
And she'll be like, "Is this what I've been like?"
I do always like the Mirror episodes of Star Trek. So
Oh no, I was just about to make a Star Trek thing, but this isn't going to be the Mirror episode of Star Trek. It's going to be that episode of Star Trek where Leia Brahms discovers the holodeck version of Leia Brahms that Geordi made.
Oh no.
Oh. And it's just going to be like
is Vraska
Liliana
gonna walk in on Jace, like talking to other Vraska or whatever?
No, it's going to be like Liliana meeting Jace's version of Liliana, being like, "Oh, this is gross, man.
You think
This
so
makes
little
me
of me.
This makes me feel bad."
Oh, that's so uncomfortable. But that's going to do it for Tap. Let's leave it on that button. Let us know what you thought about any of that. Anything we talked about earlier in the episode, any of the upcoming sets. The sets, at least, I'm very much looking forward to. So, yeah. Reminder, of course, that this show and all of our Magic content is brought to you by Card Kingdom. Check out cardkingdom.com/LRR for all of your card needs. Dragon Shield LRRMTG5 for the 5% discount code off of Dragon Shield. And most importantly, everything we do here at Loading Ready Runs brought to you by you and your support of our Patreon or by becoming a member on this YouTube channel. Member shoutouts at the end of the video. Until next time, I have been Graham, joined by Nelson, Cameron, and Ben on Tech. Heather gets these online. Thank you all for watching. We'll talk to you next time.